Andres, I have an idea. Andres, you need to braid your beard hair into your nipple hair.
Whoa. That sounds like a
shaves. Maybe if he kept his hair down there.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, that you can still shave everywhere else. Just have a ring of nipple hair that's braided in.
Hey, give me the drugs.
Come. Take a look at your gift. Let me tell you about it. So you push this button at the top of the flail, and he says, if you push this and tear it out, it will begin a detonation. And he starts to read. He says, Giltor, the half-elf, half-minotaur shoulders rippled with each swing of his axe as he began to fell the thick tree. Shayara, the angel diva, blushed as she imagined herself being held in his tree trunk arms. Wrong story, I'm sorry. This is something private I'm working on. So, this is a secretive note that is talking about a blood moon that is coming in a few days, and that during the light of a blood moon, there should be a secret entrance to a dungeon.
And from there, he goes around stabbing everything he possibly can to take souls, stabbing other things if you watch the last episode.
Alright, I'm gonna try and direct the T-Rex over to to this hobgoblin that's on the
Over here?
tree right there.
And gobbles up another prisoner. Oh, no! This old chubby man gets swallowed. And you guys begin to see another massive T-Rex coming in from this
I
side.
shouldn't have said anything.
He bites down on you, and you need to make a grapple escape check.
So he hits me?
Yeah, you need
He might be in there with them.
you need a 19 to escape his
Who'da bomb?
Strength? Yeah,
you can do
problem.
acrobatics or athletics.
No, that doesn't matter because that's 14.
Just watch. Or you can put Zulkul out of his misery. At the end of its turn,
41 damage.
41 damage.
I'm going to have Gonish charge him. And Gonish got a crit for 56 damage.
T-Rex begins to and then collapses and falls down onto the ground, and he regurgitates. Zulkul. Greetings, beholders, and welcome to the Painted Dungeon. I am Stephen Oakes, our host, and these are my friends.
I'm Mike. I play Thram and Midnight Flame.
I'm Daniel. I play Gilby and Sobek.
I'm Bianca, I play Nereida in Shadow Crew.
I'm Dee, and I play Morad and Galadesh.
I am Andres, and I play Zeta and Zulkul.
I'm Emmy, and I play Erlyn and Azrael.
The party has left their home base of Tidetown, and they have received a quest to journey northward, mainland, and to find a dungeon which only opens under the light of a blood moon, which should be happening in the next few days. So the party is set out to the directions which are on a map that was included, and they, on their journey, came near some hobgoblin territory and had a couple of rough encounters with a single rough encounter with two patrols of hobgoblins. Rescuing one of four captives who were fed to a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex. The party did manage to save one of them and return them to Tidetown, and I believe the party rested, or has not rested yet.
Now. We haven't rested
But
yet.
is preparing to rest now that they have finished looting and returning the hostage back to Tidetown.
So I'm back.
In our defense, though.
So you're back now. We'll say an
Great.
hour and a half passed, and with the flying mounts, surpassing terrain and things, it took you an hour and a half.
In our defense, there was
Maybe a
only
little
two
more.
that were fed to the T-Rex. The last one just got crushed by the T-Rex. Well, by his tail.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not
that
my
was-
fault.
There you
That-
go.
I thought you were on top. Let me.
I'm just prefacing that's not my fault.
Says
for
the man
saying
behind the wheel of the T-Rex.
it was a stick.
He did also blow up his teammates, but that's a different story.
Yes.
That was
That's the
another
DM's fault.
event. Not in the end. I was wrong about a thing, but it's
I still
all-
blew up some of my
it's
teammates.
canon.
It's canon,
yes. It's fun trying out new prototypes. So the party is reconvening. They see Azrael coming back to the spot where she left them, and the party is terribly, terribly battle worn and weary. needing to either make or find shelter, perhaps to rest before they continue their dangerous journey.
Can I roll a perception check to see if there's any like large hills that we can have Zeta dig a hole to at least have the normal?
Make a survival check.
Okay. No. Survival's really high, but that was terrible.
You don't find one, but Erlen, as you're flying up in the air, coming back in, why don't you make a survival check?
Never mind, I'm terrible at that. That was a 4.
That's a 13.
With your 13, there's actually a fair amount of hills and small plateaus jutting out of the ground that could be used, that you see past the trees that people on the ground maybe don't see.
Alrighty.
So let's address the elephant in the room here, yes? That was some devastating power you had there with that maul. I envy that power. Good job.
Wait, what happened? I was completely passed out. I don't even know what happened.
First off,
He has
it's a flail. Okay?
flail,
I'm
yes.
kidding. Second off, I did not expect it to be that big. Because my dad didn't tell me that much.
It's
Kind of did. I just definitely overestimated its power.
I understand that very well. As I stab the dead Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it is a very useful item to have for the party.
Yeah.
Let's just use it when the party's not.
I told you guys to
surrounding
run,
it.
to be fair. I also didn't expect the T-Rex to
The T-Rex,
run.
still obeying your commands, ran as well.
That was when it was not under my command.
That is
At
true.
any point in time. But he was probably in pain because... So what... You know what? It's only once per day.
It's only once per day.
I wanted to show him, but I can't.
It's
Regenerating.
regenerating very slowly, so you'll have to switch to your other flail in the meantime.
So as you can see, there's a little baby flail right here. What happens is I press this button, and it basically gets stuck in whatever I was hitting, and it blows up. So next time if I say run, run. If you
It's hard
can.
to run when you're unconscious.
Yeah,
Let's just
I was
say
on the
that.
floor, so yeah.
You were far enough away. I don't think it hit you. It was just...
No, it didn't hit me. Because I was
two.
flat on the floor.
There was running, in the end the T-Rex ran as well, and it's
It was a
really
mess.
hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next time, now you guys know. Hopefully.
What about that weapon that Ariel?
Erlen.
Erlen had.
Not a fork.
Erlen.
Erlen had.
Think air in the air with on her
She's
Oh, good idea.
she's
Erlen.
here now.
Yeah.
Giddy up.
Okay.
Fiery mount.
Well, I'll mention it. I'll say she didn't have this weapon before she got to us.
I have not seen her use it yet. This was the first time I've seen her use it in battle.
Well, I identified it, but I'm not sure. I thought you guys knew, especially you two, knowing her more, knew where that weapon came from.
Never seen it before.
Why hadn't she used it before?
Good question.
And
Hey,
Ezra
Erlen.
rides in and lands in to the ground, meeting up with the group at this time.
Many questions for you, Erlen.
Okay.
Did you see any areas where we can hold up? Any hills we can create a shelter in?
Yeah, actually, there's a couple. I'll point out the ones that I saw. I think those would work just fine as long as you were just planning on having Zeta dig, I assume.
Yes. Zeta. I'll instruct her where she's been informed. Go dig, please.
So you guys will have
Pattern.
to pass through some more trees to find these spots. But yes.
And I'll be like, oh, by the way, where did you get that interesting weapon?
Scythe.
It's actually a sickle.
Oh.
We only saw the scythe part of it.
Yes.
That's fair. I don't really know. I woke up after restoring myself and you, and it was underneath my pillow. And that's about all I have.
Do you have any
The
suspicions
nefarious
of
sickle fairy.
who it might be from?
I would assume it is from the one that I worship.
Who is it that you worship?
to remember his name.
He goes by many names. One being Death.
I mean, yeah, he's.
Kelemvor.
Yeah,
Can
that's.
I make a history check? Would I know?
You can make a religion check.
Okay,
I think I said
religion check.
Arcana for Lolth last week. I don't know why I said that.
Oh, wow.
Religion?
Yeah, religion.
Like it is-
17.
15.
Yeah, Kelemvor is the newest / older god of death, patron of death. There have been a lot of that portfolio of the god of death has passed around a few times. The previous portfolio owner of the god of death actually belonged to an old adventuring companion of the purifier god Bane. Back in the day, Bane, Cyric, and Baal were adventuring companions. And they set out, after slaying tons of monsters and becoming quite powerful, to overtake that god of death.
Just pause really quick. Look at the camera for me, Steve. It's like when you're embellishing your backstory of the world, look to the camera.
Great idea.
You're good though.
So Baal, Cyric, and Bane, they were adventurers, and they eventually, towards the end of their adventures together, overtook the mantle of the god of death from, I believe his name is Jergal. And Cyric held that mantle for a while, and of the god of death, that split into a few different mantles, but eventually there was another conflict, and the new god of death is Kelemvor, who takes a little bit of a different approach to death, and he tends to make death more acceptable and basically honor the balance of life and death. But that will be the gist of what you guys know.
Okay. So,
Erilyn actually knows more than what she's... Yeah. She knows more. She can share it or not.
okay. And I'll say, okay. And then I would say, well, now I understand more about at least you two, because I see he is very... he likes to kill things even after they're dead, and you worship death, so I don't know.
I worship the balance. I don't worship death itself. There is a balance between life and death that we need to find.
Yes, and I'm balancing it by taking the souls for my BlackRazor. Yes?
To me, that's
No.
not balance.
That is balance. I am returning them and utilizing them for what we are doing, which is saving Tide Town.
But you should allow those souls to be free. I do not agree. It seems things that the purifiers would do. I do not agree with.
No,
With that
I am not.
taking
purifiers
souls.
wouldn't even do that.
You
Well,
are
he's
all
taking
wrong.
he's taking souls for his bidding. That's what the purifiers do. They take different kinds and make them as human as possible, and making them their slaves.
But I'm not enslaving these souls. These souls have passed, and I am simply utilizing them for the better of
But they're
this
still,
world.
They're
You
still
are enslaving
slaves.
them.
They're slaves.
They have
to
no
you.
say in whether or not they want to better the world, or whether or not they want to serve you.
I'm gonna stab the T-Rex, and I'm gonna create a specter. I'm gonna say specter.
You conjure a specter from this T-Rex, and it is a medium-sized creature T-Rex, a little small T-Rex.
Be like, tell them how much better you are as a specter than in the underworld. See? You don't know what you speak of.
And then I'm gonna actually try to go reach for it and take the sword out of your hand, and be like, "This is enough."
You're gonna try to take my sword from me?
You can make a grapple attempt, so
Okay.
you will use your athletics, or I'll let you use your acrobatics to take it as well. You can choose either or.
Athletics is better.
And then you
17.
can use either of those to escape.
17.
Piss.
So quickly and with great strength, Gilby comes up and surprises Zulkul and grabs it by the handle crossguard and yanks BlackRazor away from the hand of Zulkul.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm tired of seeing you taking souls, and I'll pull it away from you.
I'm going to tackle you. Attempt to tackle you.
All right.
I'm gonna. Before he does, can I try and break this up if I see him running at him?
Well, let's roll some initiative. That's right. Everybody who's involved in this.
16.
Oh, whoa, we're getting.
I got a 19.
I got a
Oh,
19
I got a
as
terrible.
well.
I got 6.
I also
Oh, no, I
need
got
a
7.
strength or
But still.
a strength check if you want that.
Since I am
What
lunging,
did you guys get for your dex?
I got it.
I got you as well.
16. I got a 16.
16.
I got 7.
Because he's all. Yeah, no, that's fine. That works.
Okay.
Oh wait, my
Erilyn-
initiative was up. Mine was a 20. Sorry, I realized my initiative went up.
You were seeing these two Zulkul grab and start to tackle at Gilby, and you dart ahead, kind of waiting to spring forward. So, what do you do?
So I rolled a 22 for a strength check. I just basically want to, do that in between the two of them, trying to
Okay.
prevent the fight from going
You got
any
a
further.
22. So, are you guys resisting her
100%.
breaking up?
Yeah, they both have to.
Okay, then you both have to make a fail.
Nice.
I'm in the back
Strength
going, fist
13.
fight, fist fight.
13 is my strength.
Okay, even with your scores combined, if that had worked that way, and it wouldn't quite work that way, she's still just... You've been
She's an
manhandled by this woman. she has a grip on one of your horns, kind of pulling you to the side, and you're like, whoa, and you're like in a painful grip hold, and she kind of pushes your chest away, and she's posturing herself between the two of you at this time.
I'm going to say enough. This is not helping us now. While I agree with Gilby that your sword is a menace, I see the value for it now. However, should I give it back to you and not destroy it now? I want it back when this is all over.
When what is all over?
When our missions are over. When
You
we
will
have
pry it
defeated
from
the
my
enemy.
dead body. And I will hexblade curse Danny, and I'm going to teleport around her to get my sword. It is your turn first. It is your turn, actually.
Yeah, that's why I rolled, because I would have seen him
got
take
you on
it.
here.
So, before you do anything else, I will
Basically
say...
just said, take it from my dead body, it's your turn. Yes, there you go.
I will say, I agree with Erilyn and Gilby and you. I get, it's all, we're all tired right now. We all just fought. Some people died. Don't know how. But now is not the time to discuss this. If you haven't noticed, both of you, we're nowhere near friends except for us. Something could happen at any given time, and if we're all fighting like this, we're all gonna die. Okay? You need to shut up about it. You need to shut up about it. Give him his sword back. We'll discuss this another time. Okay?
I will wait to see if he gives me my sword back.
I'm gonna just. No, I'll say I still don't agree with what he's doing with this sword. He's taking.
Would you
lives.
rather die yourself?
No, but
Okay,
it's not like
give him
he
his sword
would.
back.
It's not like he would do
I'm just
anything
gonna
to me.
punch I'm just gonna punch him.
Okay, alright.
You miss.
Maybe.
What's your
17.
armor class?
17 armor class. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll miss unless you got like a plus 12 to hit. So.
Now I'm going to roll my initiative.
Fresh.
No.
Okay, Steve, I'm now joining in.
I gotcha.
There's my 19.
19. Okay.
Will it go on the next round, though, since he's joining in
Yeah,
later?
it'll probably be
Okay.
a little bit later.
Okay, Hexblade Curse Danny.
What's your
While he has my
dex?
blade, so I can teleport to him, and I will take the
So is
sword
mine.
from right behind him, or at
Oh,
least
sorry,
to
mine's
10th.
2.
I guess it's another
7.
Mine's 4.
grapple.
You're
Okay,
aware
so I go-
that you have an alternate way to do what you're trying to do, right?
Yeah, I do, but I'm I'm enraged
Great,
right now,
great,
right?
great.
So I'm not thinking.
So you teleport behind him to
and I
snatch
grab
it back.
Yes.
So make another athletics.
12. I critically failed.
So you critically fail, and you grab it, and you pull back, but you reach and you grab, and you went to grab the hilt, and you grab the handle, and he pulls it back.
Blade.
The blade. So you grab the blade, he's got the handle in his hand, and he jerks it back, and so that creates a good old cut across your hand. So roll damage.
Much damage.
Roll damage. You're gonna roll
one?
your regular attack damage. BlackRazor is not a friendly blade, and it is kind of enjoying itself at this time.
I'm down because I didn't.
Oh my god!
I'm being revived.
So tired, his eyes kind of black with
pretty
rage.
hurt too, but
He
it's
grabs the
nice.
blade, and then just a little more bit of blood. He's like, ah, and he like collapses and falls down to the ground.
Yep.
So okay,
That's one way to stop the confrontation.
that was Zulkul.
Gilby's next.
All right, yeah, Gilby.
I'll just say he did that himself, but you can see how this sword is not we should get rid of this sword.
Any sword would have done that. It's not the sword that did it. Are you done? Nah, I can't talk right now.
Yeah, no, I'll say, if you guys agree with me, I'm gonna get rid of this sword.
Do you have a replacement for him, or do you expect him to go in weaponless? Because that's severely unfair.
Well, there are weapons on the battlefield. There are dead goblins.
Are there any comparables to what he has now currently?
No, but we can find something later.
You guys are all very tired and just tired of fighting.
Who's after Gilby and her?
I'd be running on fist fight, and then I see him following my.
We're not in combat right at this moment. Is that?
Oh,
that's
I would hit him
taking you
again.
right
I'll try and hit him again.
You're trying to. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
I'm gonna use. I would go before him.
Yeah, he actually got a 17 out of 19.
Oh, okay.
But that wasn't my full action. If I were to hold
can't-
it,
If you're
that's
attacking,
true.
then yes, use your action. But if you're not, then there's.
Yeah, he fell over.
I'm gonna use my last fighting spirit. So
You're gonna try to
he
knock him
definitely got
out.
hit.
Okay.
All right. So that's 1 plus your strength modifier if you're hitting him full force.
I'm doing non-lethal
Yeah.
Non-lethal full force damage.
Yeah.
Okay. So then do your strength modifier plus
Plus one?
Yeah.
So
6, 5. What is that?
6. That's a 20.
Okay.
Hit
6
you.
6
20.
damage.
I'm knocked out. I
You're knocked
only
out.
have 11.
You were
health.
barely conscious as well,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, this isn't fair." You get knocked out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
The
just
funny thing is, that the two that were battling basically didn't even hit each other, and we're the ones that are knocked down.
I'm just gonna take this sword myself and hold on to it,
We were both unstable.
and then I'll do medicine checks on both of them.
Well, I'm knocked out, so
Sir,
you don't have to do a medicine.
You can still do
Oh.
the check, but I'll go ahead and let you know. You check on them. They're breathing. They're not doing very good. The breathing isn't very steady.
I'll look
because of how
on
badly
their
it
bodies
hurts.
and find
They both are.
their healing
They've both been
potions.
knocked out twice in the last like 5
No,
minutes.
just let him sleep. They need to sleep. We all.
That's true. That's fair.
We need
Yeah.
to be
What
stabilized
is-
first.
He
No,
would,
you're
he
stable.
would have
Oh,
to
we're
be
stable.
stabilized.
No,
'Cause
I was bleeding. I was
bleeding.
bleeding. Not
You did get cut. That's true.
Oh,
Your soul got sucked into.
Okay, I passed the medicine check.
I should have
died.
just stabbed him.
You wrap up the cut on his hand and hope for the best.
great.
I'll just bitches wrap his hand up.
All
What's
right.
next?
I'm gonna take a rest.
Zeta has been digging to make a
Zeta,
home for us.
Zeta and Sobek are both glowering at each other right now. They're giving each other the eyes, and
I'll just say I think Sobek knows you two better than he knows us. So if you can try and calm him down, I will try and calm Zeta down.
I just rolled animal handling to try and calm Zeta down. Is that? Am I allowed
yeah,
to
okay,
do that?
that's fine. Yes, you can.
Okay.
How did that go?
I got a 16 to just try and relax her a little bit.
Zeta is holding still, but you can feel her shoulders very tense and kind of shaking a little bit, getting a little antsy.
All right.
I'll pick
Trying to
up
calm
or
down
I'll.
Sobek.
Yeah, Sophie's gonna go.
I got a natural 20.
Okay, you're gonna on Sobek. It's a disadvantage, even though you're acquainted with him. Sobek is
I'm not as
the
good, but
dumbest.
still not.
Yeah, he's certainly hard to
his
control.
brain is
It's an 8.
very tiny. With your 8,
How?
he just kind of completely ignores you, and there's a bit of drool coming down his jaws, but at this time he's just kind of waiting. He does approach Gilby, and he stands directly over Gilby protectively. Okay, and he's glaring frankly right
yeah, he
now,
would be.
mainly at you. There's one eye from this side of his head to Thram, and there's one eye to this side of his head to Zeta at this time. Yeah. Okay. What's happening next?
Time to rest. I'll say if you can get Gilby inside the cave that Zeta dug, I'm sure that it'll be fine. If
Zeta
you
has
can't,
dug nothing at this time.
Oh, great.
Of course,
Okay.
because that
It
was
was all
happening.
hearsay until.
Yeah.
that's true.
Can I-
I thought that he said that.
Sidetracked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I try and talk to Zeta and see if I can get her to dig
I'll
a
do this.
hole?
Yeah.
You can make a disadvantaged animal handling check because of the.
Oh, that would-
You're trying to direct her to somewhere you guys are not at right now, and to dig a hole, and to
Oh, we're
leave,
not. We didn't even go.
and
Yeah.
to
Okay.
leave her unconscious rider. So disadvantage.
You guys are so stupid.
Yeah.
This was a discussion. It turned into a wrestle, and then it turned into a boxing match.
So
I mean, it was a
I'm
one-sided
entertained.
boxing match.
That's all I could ask
I'm
for.
gonna
He was
Gently
building
character.
character. Really,
pick
it was
up
just.
Zulkul Zulkul, and I'm gonna talk to Zeta and say, Zeta, can you dig a hole for him? I'll show you where to go, but we need to get him somewhere safe. And I got a 4 for my animal.
Zeta, she takes a few steps forward and then she looks at her master, and then she goes and she just sits down and stares at Zulkul.
I'll go and I'll pick Zulkul
I
up.
have him in my arms already. I don't know.
Oh,
if you-
wow. Then, it's disadvantage for animal handling for her to do that, you said?
Yeah, for the directions.
That's not
right
bad.
now.
Okay, so I'll say, hey, Zeta, we really do need help. Erilyn, can you please put Zulkul on Zeta so she can help us? And then I'll say, Zeta, we need you to go and dig a cave, and I got a 12. I would have got a natural 20.
That's just like you.
Here's what happens. Zulkul draped across the back of Zeta. You guys are trying to pull Zeta by her reins and her horn up top, because it's a very sturdy anchor on her body, and guide her northeast a little bit to the direction of where the closest sturdy place for her to dig is. You're moving, but you're moving very, very slow. She's tired. She was knocked out not too long ago herself, and she's weary. She's confused, flabbergasted, as much as all the mounts are at this time. And you guys move, but you're moving quite slowly.
Okay.
Now,
Sobek.
Sobek
And me.
Sobek is crouched down and watching as these three and their mounts are headed in this direction, and Murad and Gilby still sleeping out, unconscious at this time. Nareda, you're there, and Shadowquill and Galadesh are all there.
Galadesh will heal you for 11.
Okay.
Gilby, you awaken. You feel better.
Does he still have my sword? Or
No, I have it.
Okay. Yeah.
You gasp with air, and once again are looking around and.
Hell, Ronnie, you got knocked the fuck out.
I'd heal you, but
alright.
I already used all my healing points, so.
He has
sorry.
healing potions.
Yeah, no, I got
I'll
nothing.
just-
You're unconscious. Sorry, Chief.
He has healing potions.
Well, I'm not gonna follow them. I'm gonna be like,
deal
I'm
with him right now. I'd rather
I'm just
be
gonna tell you
unconscious,
guys.
to be fair.
Say I don't know. I still don't trust those guys. I'd rather not go with them right now. Like, we can keep a distance at least so we can finish the mission, but I don't really trust them at the moment. At least Zulkul.
I don't understand the big deal. I don't get it.
Say he takes souls, he enslaves them. That this is wrong. I do not agree anything. To me, it's just like a purifier. We left the purifiers because they enslaved other races.
Yes, but have you asked the souls how they feel about it?
No, but no soul wants to be enslaved.
We don't know what the afterlife is like.
But they don't make it to the afterlife. They're stuck in the sword.
I just don't get it. It don't make any sense to me.
I'll just say it. I just don't agree. I don't like that sword. One bit.
What's Nareda's stand on all this?
We just need to stick together. Doesn't matter what we think or not. We just need to stay together.
Okay, I'll be sleeping on the outside, but I'm not going to be sleeping in the cave with that guy. That lunatic.
You're assuming we're gonna get a cave dug. right now.
Alright, so at this time, the trio of Erilyn, Zulkul, and Thram and their mounts are headed, and they can now see this spot set out, and you guys, you three approach that area, and go ahead and either one of you make another animal handling check to see if you can get
Who are you?
some digging.
I'd rather not.
I'm just gonna start digging out the side, and I'll be like, please just help me dig, and I rolled an 8.
Okay, Zeta kind of digs a little bit, but she doesn't go too crazy. There's like a 5-foot burrow that she's dug, and
I'm just gonna say screw it. I'm going to investigate. Yep, that's gonna be 15 plus. That's 17. I'm gonna see if I can find one of his healing potions on him.
you have the healing potion on you. Okay, You are fed a healing potion, and you awake with a little bit of health.
Now that I have health, I go, but. And I have BlackRazor in my hand.
BlackRazor in your hand. Yes, you do.
And I'll be like, I will kill
Before you
That
finish that sentence,
dragon.
I will knock you unconscious before you do. This is not the time to be fighting.
it's both your faults. You both reacted badly. I get it. We're all tired.
We're not listening, right? We're
No, you guys
You guys are in separate
You
areas.
just need to calm down, relax, sleep, get your energy back up, let Zeta sleep. We need her to dig a hole so that we can all have some sort of protection. But just drop it for now because it's not going to do any good right now.
Let me ask you this, Thram. I will not hurt him right now. And it may be a while before I do anything, because I am an opportunist. But I will say this. Had that been you in my position, and your father's weapon stolen from you, what would you have done? I was not looking to hurt him, simply get my weapon back.
I agree. That's why I said you guys both reacted badly. You could have held it a little bit longer, and like you just did, I had it in my possession. You know I'm not going to steal it from you. And what did you do? You took it straight back, right?
Hindsight's 20/20.
Like I said,
I did
you
react
both
badly on
reacted
that part.
badly. I agree.
forgot about
I
that.
would have tried to take it back if I needed to, but at the same time, you have to see his perspective. Not everybody is friendly with death like you are. Okay?
She's friendly with death.
I'm friendly with the balance.
Like I said, not everybody's as friendly with death as you are. Not everybody's as accustomed to it. You have to try and see things from other people's perspectives because that's this whole thing won't work out if you can't. Same with him. I'm not just saying it's you, but just calm down, rest, and just drop it for right now.
I will drop it, but I want you two to understand that I absorb these souls simply to utilize the souls and give them a purpose. That is what BlackRazor requests of me, and that is what I provide to him.
Who says they want that?
I was like, they are dead. They have no say. They would aimlessly wander the afterlife, where I give them a mission and direction.
It should be their choice to want. Oh.
We need
They
to
gave
drop
that
this
choice-
for right now.
They
matter.
gave their choice when they decided to go against what we are doing. I have killed only one dwarf, and that was simply by circumstance. Everything else
And
I've
to
killed
be
has
fair,
been evil.
We will
He-
discuss this another
He
time.
didn't absorb the dwarf's soul. I can give him some credit on that. He's only absorbed
Correct.
people that are against us, in his mind, that are evil. We just need to drop it. We need to rest because everybody is a little
You
worn
just
out.
keep that dragon away from me, and I will continue to protect our party. Are we agreed upon this?
Rest.
I need an agreement from this.
Just have her dig. I already told you to drop it. Just have her dig.
Do not let him take. And I have a sound of desperation in my voice. I will not let him take my sword again. You
You
protect
can
it
put
from
it
that.
in your own hand anytime you want.
You do not understand the feeling of despair I feel when that happens. Do not let that happen again.
Okay, just dig.
Zeta. And I will have Zeta and I continue digging, and I will start helping Zeta actually dig.
Awesome. Zeta is quite a bit happier to see you awake, but a little bit worried. But she digs full force, and you're all covered with dirt, and this dirt is just flying backwards.
I'm gonna
Beautiful-
slowly try and make my way out so I'm not getting pelted by dirt.
Beautiful cave is carved into the diagonally down for security that you can all.
I want to do one more thing. I will climb out of there once we're done, and I'm going to put on the side of the cave in Draconic, no dragons allowed. And then I'm going to come on back in.
Kyle.
The thing is we won't know what he's saying.
I
It
know.
doesn't matter. It's just like
Dan is the only one that can read it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go see if I can find Gilby, Rod, and Nareda,
anyways.
and bring them to where we are.
All right, you're headed in that direction.
I'm gonna go with her.
I'm going
because
to try
it's-
and just see if I can find them.
I will
now that we've
actively
touched
rest
shelter.
now and actually sleep.
go into rest?
with Zeta.
You're gonna leave your one hit point companions in the cave by themselves, Thram?
Yep.
He has 4.
everything in the game will. That's the same thing as 1, but
He's got three. He's got three.
I'll
my
leave Azrael there with them.
okay.
we
So
go.
you're wait. So you're headed out. You're headed out too. Still, is that those are your verdicts? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Azrael's
Because you can't metagame Steve. I was gonna head out anyway.
Okay,
didn't want to-
I'm just saying, like, 'cause she said it and then you said it, and that was that way with the other thing before too. So I'm just checking. So you 3 have a couple minutes to converse and decide what you're doing, where you're going, what you're saying.
Well, I'm just gonna say I agree with what Narita says. We need to stick together, but I'm gonna keep my eye on that lizard boy because I don't trust him.
He's as much of a lizard as you are.
I'm a dragon.
I don't
so-
see the difference.
But,
Creature agnostic.
but I'll say that, and then I'll say we should probably go try to meet up with them. But I don't want to stay near him tonight.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So you guys are headed towards where they were going. The
Yeah.
other party. Okay. Headed in that direction, down the middle. You guys meet up with Ireland, and then you meet up with Thrum.
Okay.
I would say, hey, so you dug a cave over there. If you guys want, you're more than welcome to stay there.
Now,
If you don't,
Throm, don't speak to me. You just knocked me out. I don't want to.
did I not tell you to stop? I asked you nicely to stop, and did you?
No, but
No,
you had
that's
no,
all-
you had no say in this. It was between
Neither did
Zulkul
you.
and I.
Yeah, it's his weapon. He's not trying to take Sobek from you because he can kill people whenever he wants.
Yes, but Sobek doesn't steal lives.
Yes, he does. How does he not? He can kill whoever he wants whenever
Yes,
he
but
wants.
he's controlled.
Remember when we were fighting in Titan and he killed people because he was too big? I remember that.
When did he? Did he kill someone?
Yeah, in the tavern. He was too big, and he went in anyway.
No, he destroyed the tavern, but he killed no one.
Oh, he did. There's townspeople that were hurt because of him.
Hurt, but not killed.
Do you not see the problem with that? I can use your same argument against you.
Yes, but
But nothing. I asked you to stop. You didn't. I punched you. I got the sword back. It's fine. It's done with. If you want to stay in the cave, you can. If you don't, that's fine.
I'll say I'm not going to stay in the cave.
Good. I don't think he wants you to stay in the cave either, to be completely honest. I don't know what he wrote outside the cave, but it's in some language that you might understand.
Okay. So you guys head into the direction of the cave together. What does the outside of the cave say, Zulkul?
No dragons allowed.
No dragons allowed. Ironically, your mount is kind of a dragonborn mount, but yes.
Zena can't read.
Zena
It
can't
doesn't
read. It's
matter.
okay. I just thought of that as I was
That is true.
aloud. Yes.
I don't think of her as a dragon. I think of her as my loyal companion.
Okay. So you read this.
I read it. I'll just laugh out loud so he can hear it, and I'll stay outside.
You'll stay outside. Okay. So you and Sobek stay outside. Sobek lays down outside. It's the cave was dug, but I don't know how much of a cave
It would
you're
not have
trying
fit
to dig.
Sobek 100%.
And it doesn't fit Sobek
Yes.
anyway. But Sobek wouldn't go in
Yeah.
without Gilby. So. All right. So and then you and your companions, Durant, Narita, and Murad, are going into the cave to sleep.
How we going?
I'm gonna stay outside.
You're gonna stay outside. Okay. Are you gonna just sleep next to these two, or are you gonna go perch up in a tree with Shadow Quill? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stay in the tree. Shadow Quill.
Okay. Shadow Quill leaps up in the air to a good sturdy tree, and you find a good branch that sticks out to kind of overlook the area. And how are you guys doing watch tonight? I'd say you guys need probably 3 people on watch throughout your rest in this dangerous area throughout the night.
I'll take first watch.
First watch.
I can take second.
I probably
Second
shouldn't
watch.
take watch. I'm pretty hurt, so.
Yep, you and I. We're
Who
basically
wants third watch?
I'll take third.
I'll take third watch. Okay. Sounds good. So why don't let me roll some dice.
And you're gonna have to make some sort of check. So
dead. I thought that said horsepower.
So let me see
the
D6
horsepower
real
and speed. No,
quick.
that's where she uses
1,
speed.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Might I say, it was
All
an
right.
excellent start to
So
a session.
Thram,
Something like that.
how was it?
For what am I rolling?
Your perception check.
Perception?
Yeah. That's D4.
Yes, I know. That's the anytime that I roll an insight or a perception check, I'm gonna have to do.
Oh, that's part of your exotic human feature.
So perception, that's gonna be a 20, not natural.
Okay. With your 20, you hear in the distance what sounds like but plural. You hear like what sounds like multiple snakes. And it lasts for quite a long time, as if something is either lingering, but you keep thinking that something leaves, then you feel like you hear something coming again. So it could be multiple of these whatever's making noises. And that's all that happens during the rest. You guys wake up. It's like 6 a.m. in the morning as you guys get up. There was no full moon or blood moon last night, so
that's good.
That was a bonus.
There's something looking in our favor at least.
But it's probably coming fairly soon.
Alrighty.
How far away are we from the place that
the
we're going?
location? You guys assume that you're getting pretty close. You don't know what to expect when you get there.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
I have disappeared my BlackRazor, so it's not visible anymore.
Okay.
All right. Are we? Is everybody out of the cave yet, or are you guys still in the cave?
And I'm gonna pause real quick for the rest portion. There's one more thing. So let's have everybody leave except for Arlen and Murad, because Murad runs the videos. So everybody leave and try to keep your voices down.
Change places.
Background.
Yes.
So Arlen, you have the same vision more or less that you had before, where you start off having another nightmare about fighting a giant spider. And then you start to see this forest, and it's a very dark forest. And as you go moving, almost like a bird or a hawk flying across the top of the forest, you fly towards this shadow that's coming out almost like smoke winding upwards. And you head in this direction, and then you zoom down and go underground, and then you see this room full of skeletons on the ground, just piles and piles of dead, collapsed skeletons. And then you see this skeleton wearing armor, and once again you see the writing. Make a new perception check to see if you notice anything new.
No, I don't. Got a 4.
Was a 4? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't glimmer any other clues with your perception check, but I'll give you this one new fresh tidbit. You do get a zoomed in vision of the. It's almost like everything in your vision darkens except for the very center. And it gets up close to this sword. This sword has a skull with antlers coming out of the sides of it, of the hilt. And the skull also connects the handle and the blade. And the blade that comes out is black. It has red coming down the middle. And it has writing on it. But with your low perception check, you don't see what it says. But you do get a good look at it. And for some reason, this sword is of particular importance to you and whatever it's speaking to you. Okay?
Cool.
That is it. Everybody come back in! Party is awakened and getting ready to proceed on your journey. Any other things you guys would like to do before you head back out?
I'll just check on Zeta, make sure that all her wounds are healed and everything, and apologize for leaving her.
You check on Zeta, and she has scarring on her armor, but which does tend to heal through such battles. But she was hurt pretty good. A lot of deep teeth marks from the T-Rex, and she's just kind of still while you're inspecting her. She kind of seems to be aware of what's going on a little bit. But when you get done, she just gives you a quick nuzzle and then kind of looks ahead, vigilant for any more T-Rexes.
I will whisper in her ear and I'll be like, "Do not let that dragon come near me."
She just snorts.
And then I'll be like,
And electrocutes
"There,
her.
a
little bit of lightning comes through out through a nostril.
But do not actively hurt him unless it's necessary."
And he mounts up.
Great.
Sobek staring down some of your party members and mounts this morning.
I'll just be like, where do you guys want to be? Do you want to be in the front, away from everybody, or do you want to be in the back, away from everybody?
I'm gonna be in the back. I'd rather be being able to see him.
I will take the front.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
I guess
I'll scout out ahead of him just to make sure, because you're... Yeah, I'll just scout out ahead.
I'm just gonna be doing my usual rounds around the group.
Are you guys in this plane so you can communicate with the group? Okay.
Yeah.
And you two are... You're flying around the party, and you're flying ahead of the party, is that correct?
Not super far, but far enough that I can have some advance notice. Actually, it won't be too bad. I'm going to be trying to be as stealthy as I can on a flaming horse, but I rolled a 15.
This is for stealth?
Yeah. Just because I'm going to be... I'll be flying close to the tops of the trees, so I'm not going to be like way up in the sky, but I'll... Just so that I can be as stealthy as possible, so hopefully I'll get forewarning. If I don't, then, I mean, it is what it is.
You
But.
catch the forest on fire. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Alright. Okay, so make a perception check. Yeah. So all mounts except for Shadow Quills do
20.
have a disadvantage on all stealth checks. Especially the Nightmare with the fire and the...
Don't you reroll that, I'm
It's
assuming?
not a silent fire. It's
Well, it would have been the same because
it's
I rolled
an
higher.
angry demonic energy that is channeling from the Nightmare.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would let you do a stealth. Maybe in any instance while aboard the Nightmare, but you can without your Red Mare.
Makes sense.
Makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your perception?
20, not natural.
20, very good. So you see in the distance, I'm just gonna make a few.
Maybe that's better than, instead of being stealthy, it's more of just like, hopefully I can roll high enough perception to see somebody before they see me.
Yes.
That's fair.
Yes. Now you got a 20?
Yeah.
Alright. You managed to hear the sounds of battle ahead and the direction that you guys are headed.
Okay.
Okay. Now we'll give you that because of your score with your perception, and decide if you want to keep moving further to investigate, or if
Do
you're
I see
gonna
any
do
large
anything
clearings in the area, or is it all in forest?
different. You're seeing pockets of clearings.
Okay.
So do with that what you will.
What I will do is I will get closer, and I will basically try and just get to the edge of a clearing and see if I can see enough in. I don't want to get into a clearing, but I want to see what's going on.
Okay.
So if you want me, I mean, I'm assuming I'd be fine. Actually, what I would do is, as soon as I get close enough to where I know that's the clearing that the battle's in, I'll probably actually just dismount and stealth and walk forward a little bit.
Okay. You're proceeding forward, and you start to see some battle, and so you start to go down. As you're going down, you get 2 arrow attack rolls
nice.
made at you,
Ugh.
and you will take
Can I shield that, or would that not be a reaction?
not as.
It's like a surprise.
I'll say you can. Yeah, sure. If you would like to use one of your shields at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll shield.
Okay. So
It would still hit.
one will miss you. It got a 21 for the other one. The other one was a natural 20,
Yeah.
which you can see, and that'll score 26 points of damage total, and that will be to your mount because it is an arrow coming from down below, and that's where they can hit you easiest.
Okay.
That's your mount.
They shoot.
Is it a reaction?
Actually,
or is
the
it a...
shield
On the
would be
horse
for
him.
you, not for the horse. So
Yeah.
so 11 plus 10 is 21. That hits yours. That hits Midnight Flame.
Yeah.
He does.
I think it hits all the mounts. So that'll
Also, that
be,
makes sense.
that won't be a crit though. That'll be 16 total damage on the other, and then 26 on the crit that gets right into the
Okay,
neck
so then
of Midnight
I guess
Flame.
that makes sense because knowing that they.
So there is a heated battle happening ahead, and there are tons of arrows from lots of creatures, and you're glimpsing as you've gone a little bit further past just the noise with their good perception checks that they rolled, and 2 of them decide to shoot in your direction, seeing because you're recognizing purifiers, and you're also seeing creatures that are very, very snake-like, more snake-like than your companion, and those are the ones that shot in your direction, and you look a lot like a purifier that they're fighting.
Okay. Can I use the?
So you can save your shield
Whatever
for
it's-
another time.
Yeah. So instead of using my reaction for that, can I use my reaction to take some of the damage for the horse instead then?
Sure.
Okay.
Go for it. Okay. So are you heading back immediately? You're just whipping around. You're like started going. You're like, whoa, nope, I've been seen. You turn around, head back to the party. You're back with the party.
Yep. So there's some snake people and purifiers fighting ahead. How far ahead?
Oh, like
80
you
feet?
were like 80, 90 feet ahead of the group.
Basically my movement speed.
Maybe closer to 100.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll just say, yeah, I mean, they look more snaky than you do. So they might be your people. I don't know. They might not, but we got shot, as you can see, because I'm bleeding and so is
Zeta, run!
But
And I'm just gonna book
there's
it.
a lot of purifiers and a lot of them. Do you want to fight that right now?
Oh, you're not hearing that there are Yanti there. I'm just hightailing it towards combat.
Okay. So you guys see Zeta and Zulkul
Great.
head off as quick as they can. Currently, they're the slowest members of the group since the new enchantment.
I'll just be like, just so you know, your people are the one that shot us. So if they see you,
They all die.
oh, you want to kill them?
Yes.
Okay, I guess that doesn't.
Assuming they're my family.
But
I need to see.
All right, so you're headed off in that direction.
How
Everybody,
I'm just like, slow down. I can take you in the ethereal plane so you can see if it's your family, and if it is, fine. I guess we can fight them. If not, then we can avoid a fight altogether. Are you okay with that? 30 seconds. That's all I need. That's all I'll ever need.
I'm pretty stuck in just running right now with Zeta. In regards to the play we're in right now, I think Zeta, since I told her to run, she's just running.
I can easily outpace Zeta. So that's
If you're
what I'm
running next to me and you say that, that's
Yes,
different. Is that
that's
what you're doing?
what
Okay,
I'm
that's
doing.
what I didn't understand. That's what you're doing. I thought you were yelling at me.
saying. No.
Okay, I would slow her down then.
If we can avoid a fight, it'd be better because we need to get to this place before the full moon hits. Or the blood moon.
Okay,
So,
I'll have Zeta stop, dig a hole, and I will go with you so she can hide in the hole. And then
alright.
I'll go with you in the ethereal plane.
wait. So you've gone into the hole and you're going with him and his mount.
Yes.
Thram and his mount. Okay. Zulkul, Thram, and Minute Flame.
So I'll just tell them we'll be back in less than a minute just so we can see if it's his family or not.
Okay, in the ethereal plane, you guys are traveling on the ground. You guys both saddling up together. How are you guys going forward?
I think it'd be faster if we just saddle up together.
Okay.
It'll be a lot faster.
Okay,
That's
so you
fine.
guys saddle up. You're flying in the air, looking down.
Now we
Make
get shot
a
Just kidding.
perception check.
Can you tell if it's your family?
No, because it's a 5.
You
need
haven't
me to
seen
fly?
your family in some time. You're not seeing any of your many siblings. But you are seeing a lot of creatures that very well could be soldiers that belonged to your house, which is a prominent house where you come from. But it's likely a mix of at least a few houses. You just don't recognize any of the leaders or elite warriors as family.
Okay.
So you're unsure.
Is it worth the fight if you're unsure?
I think if we help my kin, I don't know if they are my family, I do not tell, but if we can help them fight the purifiers,
They already saw me and shot me.
well,
we're
you're
in
wearing purifier
as are
armor,
you.
yes.
And as is Zeta and everybody else we're with. They're not going to believe that we're against the purifiers.
And right at this moment, you guys see a huge lightning coming from another blue drake, not Zeta. Comes in
And I'll just be like-
decimates through the ranks, shattering a bunch of these snake creatures, and then Thram.
And I'll just gesture it, my point exactly. They see that happen and then you ride up on a blue drake. I don't think that's the best.
Do I
The
recognize
snake
the rider
creatures
on the blue
begin
drake?
to turn around and they start to flee, and the several red mare riders begin to charge in after them.
Also in the ethereal plane?
They are not in the ethereal plane, as they are engaged in combat, and you guys see and a few fireballs come into this damp forest and further decimate these Yuan-Ti snakemen ranks, and these snakemen go into hiding. They eventually flee, and there are many holes and burrows in this area, and they start to burrow into these tunnels.
Alright, well, I don't think we're going to find them.
Purifiers are cheering and laughing, and the nightmares are staying really, really close to one another in 2 different groups, 3 and 3, and they are checking for stragglers to finish off.
I'll just tell you, seeing those other nightmares, we need to get out of here because if one of them just happens to check the ethereal plane, we don't want to be here.
Take me to Zeta.
Okay. So I'll go back, and while we're going back, I'll just say I don't think that's going to be a fight we're going to win, especially with you and Gilby at each other's throats right now. I don't know how willing they're going to be to watch our backs, so we just need to probably avoid big fights like that as much as we can right now.
I'll jump in. I'll say, duly noted. And I will jump into the hole where Zeta is. And since we are not able to go to the ethereal plane, we will hold our action, or hold our spot in this hole until we hear that the battle of the purifiers they've left.
I'll come out of the ethereal plane and I'll just be like, this is what happened. I don't think we're going to go fight anything because they just... there's 6 nightmares or red mares. There's at least 1 blue drake that we saw. And I don't like our odds against all of those things. So, we need to find a different way. Either we wait or we find a different way around.
I'm not with the party. I'm still with the hole with Zeta.
You're waiting ahead in the hole. Group discussion time.
What do you guys think? Do you want to try and find a place to wait it out here? Or do you want to find a different way around?
Although it would be nice to kill or get rid of those purifiers, I think it would be best if we waited.
So wait or find a different way?
Or wait or find a different way.
What do you...
I think it might be tough to find another way with Sobek being so big. We're going to get seen.
Yeah, we'll get seen. He'll make his own path.
Yeah.
The difficult part is trying to get as unseen as possible. How far... I'll look at the map and I'll see where we're at. How far are we from where we're at here?
So this isn't like a modern map. This is... You know that you're
Google
very
doesn't
close,
tell me to turn left?
And until you find the landmarks on this... that are shown in this area, you won't know it until you see what's essentially should be a sealed cave with ancient runes and writing covering this cave.
Do I see any landmarks that we've previously passed so I can kind of gauge?
You guys know you're really close. The next step
that's it.
should be
Should
the
be there.
cave itself. Okay.
I'm going to have Zeta continue to burrow to try to avoid being discovered in the hole that we've dug. Because we cannot.
Okay, so you're burrowing ahead at this time? Okay, you start to burrow ahead. You're going diagonally down as you've been trained and trying to switch up your direction on occasion to make sure that the pressure of, as you make a very long tunnel, doesn't collapse.
I do not want to be discovered by the purifiers and just that big hole since they're going through and probably looking.
Yeah.
It's my thought process on that. So.
Okay.
Alright. Well, I mean, we can go into the ethereal plane and see if we can find the cave. We can use... I mean, I've got probably another 40 minutes, I would assume at this point, where I can be in the ethereal plane, so we can fly for 20 around and then 20 back to here. And you can continue further if you want.
What would you like us to do? Would you like us to wait with you or try and scout ahead?
I'd probably say scout ahead. She can go stealthy as well, so...
Invisible.
Okay, are you going to use the item that makes you and Shadow Quill invisible and go ahead? Or are you going to use a different form of invisibility? Okay. So you use the orb and the armor of Shadow Quill, and you and Shadow Quill both go invisible, and you scout ahead. You're scouting ahead in the ethereal plane, as are you. Okay.
I'm trying to... I'll tell her exactly where you saw them, like the direction. And I'll say if... We can try and avoid that because they do have the other nightmare. So if one of them pops in...
Yeah, you guys gotta be careful with that.
We'll have her scout that place. You know... Even though she's stealthy, they can still hear.
She's not stealthy, she is invisible.
Then,
she's
yeah.
invisible.
Yes.
We should have her scout that out because even if they go into ethereal plane, they won't see her, and we can try and scout around it.
Okay, so you two are scouting around it. You're flying above the trees still, if you're going to be flying. So.
Yeah, but I'm giving it a wide berth. Like, I can't see. I can. You would maybe see like where the clearing is, but I can't see into it at all. I can see where there's the lack of trees.
Okay, I'll start with you two because you two are faster and you guys are flying around on the outskirts. You guys, the two of you will see that there is a huge gathering. Actually, both of you make perception checks to see if there's extras.
Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be massive.
That's a 7.
Okay.
That's going to be a 27.
Okay, you both notice a huge gathering of purifiers. There's dozens of purifiers, and you see at least one blue drake is in this encampment. There are several tents. These purifiers are set up to be here for some time. You are noticing cooking happening, like people lining up for meals. Like these guys are anchored in at least for the time being in this place. You do notice with your 20-something, you spot that there is a cave entrance that is a sealed thing, and they are camped out on this spot. Now, Shadow Quill and Narita, why don't you make a perception check to see things that you were able to notice from your completely different perspective on the ground.
16.
With your 16 and being at a different angle, you come in and you're able to get really, really close to the purifier encampment. You smell food cooking. You see soldiers are playing games to pass time for some reason. They're playing dice. They're having boxing matches. They're laughing and telling stories around campfires. And you see that they seem to be camped by this this cave with a sealed entrance. And there are even guards and sentries atop of the cave on this mountain, not mountain, but plateau jutting up. And it's well threaded with characters. I think this would be a great time to take a break, and I'm going to set up the scene so you guys can see it in the video with the figures.
Oh, shit.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
Hi, I'm Dee. I play Murad and Galadesh. And the backstory for Murad is he grew up in a really small village in a forest. And when he was only about a baby, his village was ransacked, and he was left by his mother in a tree trunk, where he was later picked up by some dryads. He was raised by these dryads, and one of the dryads ended up becoming his mate when he was about 25 years old. The name of his mate is Alicia. And about another 10 years after that, this forest was being burned where all these dryads lived. He went to go investigate. He's one of the strongest members of this dryad group. And as he got closer to the fire, the smoke was so thick that he actually stumbled and fell down a cliff. And after that, when he was laying unconscious, he was picked up by the purifiers. And then within the purifier ranks, with him being a wild soul barbarian, he was able to actually work with Galadesh, who is a unicorn, who usually doesn't take kindly to very many humans, mostly because they're very much a protector of the forest. But with Murad having grown up in the forest, Galadesh took to him very quickly, and they worked together to actually try to flee rather early on with some of the powers Galadesh has, but due to the number of purifiers and how deep they were in the encampment and all the training that was going on, they were not able to do that until they met with Narita and Gilby. That is Murad.
And welcome back. We have a wonderful shot of our purifier encampment. There are patrols that are out and about in the area, but this is the main encampment as is shown on our video. Now, turning the time over to my party members. What are you guys doing?
Are they back from scouting?
Back from scouting? Yes.
Okay. What did you all see?
Well,
We found the cave. Slight issue. It's surrounded by purifiers.
yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, not really sure how we're gonna get to it. If anyone has ideas, I'm more than
Where's
willing to
Zulkul
listen.
and Zeta?
I don't know. I thought you knew where he was.
He was in a hole, but he's probably digging. Well,
You are about 150 feet digging in that direction. Zeta is getting very tired and needing to take breaks now.
Yep. I'm gonna see if I find any, as she's been digging, any other alternate holes that I can start to make my
Yeah.
way through.
Okay. Back to the party during this time.
I'll say, what do you guys think we should do? I mean, we could try talking to the purifiers, but I don't know.
That could be a death sentence. They could also not know who we are, just know that we're purifiers, and they could accept us in. There's just too many what ifs, and there's a lot of purifiers, and it looks like they're not going to go anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if the Yantis would be a good idea either, because they shot at you. They just saw you and shot. And
They thought that I was a purifier, because I mean,
yeah.
I can't fault them for that. We need to see if, I mean, maybe the Yantis are a good option. Maybe we can just burrow all the way under. Well, maybe Zeta can, and go right into the cave, but we need to try and find them. I'll say I'll be back, and I'll go down the hole and start walking. Is it big enough for me to ride my horse in or no? That's what I thought. Okay, so I'll start
He's
running.
probably not even mounted during this. There's too much burrowing happening. He's probably walking behind Zeta as she burrows. So you go in.
Yeah, I'll just start running.
Yeah. Okay, so you're trailing behind, and you see some light come through the tunnel on the front of you as Zeta has just broken into another cavern. Mm-hmm. Are you letting Zeta continue forward?
I will have
She's
Zeta
a
stop.
blue drake.
Yeah,
You'll
we'll
Zeta
have her stop.
Okay.
I will let her. I'll tell Zeta to let me maneuver past her.
Okay. You shimmy past Zeta, and right as you peek around the corner, you see what is a bunch of snakes that are coiling around together, and then some of them have started to drop off and have drawn bows and scimitars, all dripping with poison, as you are familiar with from your homeland, pointed at your cavern direction.
Sing the song of your people.
And you hear tons of
Yeah. I will say, do not fire. I am your kin. Please.
You see,
So they can see my face, hopefully, and see that I am.
your face
A
peeking
Yanti.
around the corner
Yes.
into the entry. Boom! Entry shot. These snakes are all pointed at you, and you are seeing one of them come forward, and you recognize this to be a Yanti abomination, which is a good thing in the Yanti world, something they idolize, and that is a cobra-headed, large, massive, giant snake-like creature coming forward, eyes and face giving away nothing. What are you doing in our tunnel?
We just happened to see the battle that you had with the purifiers. We have infiltrated the purifiers, and we wish to cooperate in taking them out. Why do they battle you currently?
You have a blue drake.
Yes, as I mentioned,
Why?
infiltration. She listens to me.
You can make a persuasion or deception. I don't care which in this instance.
Oh, I critically effing failed. Let's not roll that one anymore.
That doesn't quite add up. And who all is we? Which house are you with?
I am the Isuzas. I am the son of the Isuza family.
The son of the Sousa family.
Yes.
Very well. Why don't you lead the attack? Let's see how you do. Maybe we will help.
I will leave many of their riches with you if you wish.
Very well.
If that will coerce you into helping us.
How many are you?
We are 6 strong, with mounts like this.
Stand by. We want you to wait, but do not wait with us.
How will you
Bring
contact
your
me?
6 into your tunnel, and you will stay in that tunnel.
Very well. What family are you? I see many soldiers.
We are many families.
Yes, I can see that. I want to roll. Can I roll a perception check to see now if I can tell if any of them are
Sure.
from the Sousa family?
Yep.
That's much better. Still not that great. That's an 11 because I have bad perception.
You're up close. That's an 11. You recognize at least some of their weapons seem to look like weapons that your house has used. So you very well could at least have some Isuza soldiers.
I will keep in mind which ones have them, and I will slowly back out of the tunnel and wait towards the entrance of where
Kind
we
of
dug.
a familiar but very eerie look as all of the snake heads just kind of watch you move, staring at you like a snake watching a mouse.
Yep.
As you leave and you and Zeta head back in your direction.
Mhm.
You're not too sure. That could have gone very differently. But yes, you head back in your direction. Eventually, you meet up with Thram.
Okay.
Did you hit a dead end?
No, I ran into the Yantis.
Well, you're not dead, and you're here, so is that a good thing, or not?
As you know me, I am an opportunist just like my kin. So, if we provide them with a good enough opportunity in regards to a favorable outcome, I think we will be okay, but they have wished that the party be in the tunnel and that we wait for them to come and speak to us about the attack.
I only see two problems with that. This isn't big enough for really any of the mounts besides her. And if they want us on the tunnel, that could also be so they could surround us and kill us. I don't think it's a good idea to wait in the tunnel.
I think Zeta would do well to dissipate the Yantis as they come, but I do not sense that they would attack, as it doesn't seem, with how many we have in our numbers, as an opportune moment for them to attack.
How many did
we
you see?
may see them attack us during battle after we get rid of the purifiers, but this is simply my thought process.
How many Yanti did you see?
How many Yantis did I see?
You saw some Yanti that had separated from this massive coil of snakes moving, keeping warm, communicating in this bundle of snakes. But you saw 10 splinter from that. You anticipate either there could be another 10 or 15 in that bundle, but this is only one cavern. They could be in other caverns as well.
I'd say the numbers probably sit around 30.
So you don't think that those 30, even if that's just a portion of them, could take 6 of us in a tunnel? That seems like it's a very opportune thing for them to do. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I don't think it's a good idea to wait in the tunnel. Because if they can get around somehow...
If we
and
do
then
not
we're
wait in the
trapped.
tunnel, they will do the same regardless.
We have a lot better chance out in the open, I think. Because we can also rush into the purifier camp. If the purifiers see purifiers running into the camp being chased by Yanti, they'll probably start shooting the Yanti first.
There are purifiers ahead. How many?
You saw how many. You were on Midnight Flame's back.
If you need a reminder, dozens.
There was dozens, yeah. Either way,
Many dozens.
we can't win a fight alone against the purifiers or against the Yanti. Or against the Yanti. One of them we're gonna have to try and convince to help us defeat the others. Hopefully the Yanti. Did you ask why the Yanti were here?
I did ask. They did not respond.
Well, do you trust your own people with your life?
I do not trust many, even my own family.
So would you trust that they would not kill us in a tunnel if we were told to wait there?
No, but I think if you wish, I would stay here myself, but I do not think that will get us the help that they need, as they have asked us to be in the tunnel. Maybe you stand outside, right outside the tunnel,
I don't know if we can fit Sobek or if even Sobek or Gilby would want to go in the tunnel.
That is why I think if you are just sitting outside the tunnel, it may be sufficient.
Alright.
Maybe one of you in here with me.
I can stay in here with you, and I'll have Midnight Flame be in the ethereal plane. So that if anything happens, he'll be here. But
I think this is a great idea. And if anything,
For your
I will
question
feed my
earlier
hungers.
on the long tunnel, your horse mounts could fit in it, but they have to lower their heads a little bit. And they won't be able to move at full speed. It'll be like half speed underground.
okay. If you could, wherever we're going to sit and wait, if you can make that area just a little bit bigger, or if you could ask Zeta to, that way we have a little bit of room to maneuver so we're not stuck in a single file, because I've seen what Zeta can do if we're stuck in front of her. It won't end very well.
We would collapse the system if we were to do that.
Why did even at one point?
If we did one point, it would collapse. As if we dig anything larger, we have encountered this before. Unless
You guys
we have
hear
supports.
a loud explosion happen back where you just came from. And a burst of glowing yellow-orange heat coming from that end of the tunnel.
Well, maybe they
I'm
haven't
gonna see if I can
discovered
recognize
anyways.
Oh, yeah. I'm rolling a I'm trying to see if I recognize it as a fireball since I've done them myself.
I mean, it's something to do with fire.
Okay.
Most
There's fire.
possibly.
I'm
Most probably.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to say I think they're getting attacked.
Well, this is an opportune moment to win them over.
All right. I'll.
You see and start to hear coming in your direction.
Well, let's let them come to us, I guess, and let's go out. I'll run ahead to try and let them know what's happening.
Warn the party. I will hold
You're
this down.
not frantic, still emotionless. Move quickly. Coming from behind Zeta.
From behind. Okay.
I'm running.
Because we're... Okay. I'm just trying to think.
As soon as I said that, I was going to start running.
Okay.
So
I will tell them, get around her. She will stop what's in the way.
You kind of glimpse just a little bit behind Zeta as you're looking to the side, and you see several black scorched snakes headed in your direction. Much less than there was.
Yeah, so I will let them pass. I will have Zeta side dig.
Okay, digging
And then-
a new tunnel.
Yes, to try to move out of the way so the Yanti can
You
get
dig a
out.
new tunnel, and you guys shift, and the Yanti.
I'm already running.
He's already out of the tunnel, so it's just me and
That's why I
Zeta.
said as soon as I said that, I'm running to
Okay,
warn the party.
you're running out of the tunnel altogether.
Yeah. To let them know what's
Get
going
aboard Midnight Flame, headed towards the party. Okay, you're with the party. You see the Yanti. There's only a couple of abominations now and some Malison, which means one of the really big snake-full cobra guys, and one guy who looks a lot more snake than you, but still humanoid-shaped. And you don't see any more purebloods, which are like you.
Okay.
And there's like 4 or 5, and there probably was, as I said, maybe 20 before.
Okay. Be like, run! The ones just outside the cave are friends. Do not attack them. They will protect you.
One of them kind of looks in your direction, not furrowing an eyebrow, but just to kind of process friend, and then keeps moving.
Yes.
This is a concept that's
Foreign.
not very important or meaningful. That's not really used much in terms of value. There are allies
Yes.
and people of your family, but family doesn't mean the same thing.
Yes.
Friend is even more alien in a way. Okay. Bram and Midnight Flame is caught up with the rest of the group.
I'll say we need to prepare. There's going to be some Yanti coming out. I don't know how many, but we're trying to get them on our side so we can attack them. If we can win them over, we can probably have them help convince the rest, if there are any more, to help us fight the Purifiers. But yeah, I don't know how much time we have, so be prepared. Yeah.
You
Thanks.
guys see a small handful of snake-like creatures, not like your companion Zulkul, but as I mentioned on the video already, but a couple of very, very large snake-like creatures, about as big as any of the horses in the party. And some other more hybridized snake creatures, more on the human end. No tails. They have fingers, a few fingers in each hand, and snake heads. But they look badly scorched, and their arses kicked.
As soon as I see them, I'll be like, we are friends with the one you were talking to down below. We will help protect you. If you want, you can stay and fight right here. If you want to get behind us, you can. Whatever you prefer, but we are here to help.
They move behind you guys. They
Okay.
say nothing to you.
And I'll speak in Draconic to them and say, who has been attacking you? And why are you attacking the purifiers?
One of them speaks and says, "We were told of an ancient relic that would be of great help to us, and treasures inside, but that only a blood moon would reveal its location, and that is where we are headed."
How many of you are left?
We came with a fairly large number, but we did not. Our mages were killed very quickly, and we have dwindled.
So there's only 5 of you left?
We do not know how many of our brethren live in the surrounding boroughs.
Okay. Have you managed to kill any of the purifiers?
We have killed some.
Okay.
Did you tell that to any of us, what you were talking to them about?
Yeah, I'll mention that they fought the purifiers.
They seem
that he doesn't know like where the other.
You see, one of them is taking out some of its arrows, and it opens up its fangs and begins to gleam an arrow against the fang and get some poison on its arrows, and puts them back in its quiver.
Since they seem to like to talk to you, can you ask them if there's anything else that they've been fighting besides the purifiers, or is it just them and the purifiers here? I think that would also be beneficial to know.
Yeah, I'll also ask them that in Draconic.
We have fought the purifiers and their beasts. That is all.
And I'll just relay that back and I'll say, what do you guys want to do?
The purifiers seem very confident. We're unsure that we have enough.
Hopefully between all of us we can win against them. Do you know how many they are from what you guys have seen?
We have counted they have at least 70 forces left.
17?
70.
70?
70. 70.
Oh.
And
I'll say
maybe a dozen or more of those flying horse creatures that you two have.
They won't see mine. Mine's an ethereal plane. I ran out.
Okay, that you have.
I'm gonna say to the party, like, I don't know. I could try and...
They have 2 of those, and they gesture back to where Zeta and Zulkul came from.
Nas, did you see any
And one of
these?
those, and they look up at the tree to where you and Shadow Quill are perched. At least one of those.
Do they have any of these?
They're us on steroids.
They'll see your massive Sobek. No. Beautiful creature.
Have you seen one of my kind?
We have not seen your kind.
But you guys did, right?
No.
No, nobody saw any kind.
No.
I can say, I'll tell the party. I mean, Dragonborn are revered as almost godlike within the Purifier ranks. I could try to infiltrate, find out some information, but
On the same note, if there's a purifier that's a Dragonborn that defects, people will probably know.
yes, and the majority are blue.
Especially if you walk in on Selbek. How many Dragonborns that sing and play drums and are riding a massive dinosaur
Well,
out there in the purifiers?
several do ride Devosaurs. At least from the group I trained with, but
There could be potential in that, but no, if you go in and you aren't successful,
I'm
the
dead.
only hard thing is we are probably not going to be close enough or fast enough to get to you in time.
I mean, I don't think we'll win if we fight face on with these guys.
We won't.
He said there's 70, so we need to figure out another way. We can't just like
I
like the Yanti have been doing. We need to find another way. No offense,
trees
Yanti.
Emotionless, they're just deadpan staring at you, just observing and learning, processing the information.
I mean, from what we noticed, they have patrols of nightmares or red mares. Perhaps we could start there, pick those off first.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
I don't know where we go from there if that is successful, but at least it's a start.
The only hard part is we are the only two that can go into the ethereal plane to fight them, and we'd still be outnumbered. If they decide to go into the ethereal plane to
We
fight,
can bring others with us.
we could
At
bring.
least have some backup.
Do I see
One
anything coming in the
apiece.
tunnel?
That is it. We would still be outnumbered.
You do
too.
not. You hear some laughter and comments coming from the distance. Whatever blasted doesn't seem too interested in pursuit in a narrow tunnel, but you do hear a couple of giants be like, "Here, snaky, snaky, snaky! Here, snaky, snaky, snaky!" And then some laughters of approval from their comrades.
Okay, I'll have me and Zeta back out then the actual tunnel. I was waiting for something to come in to stop them in their
Right.
tracks. But since that hasn't happened, I'm going to back out now.
Good plan. But yes, you head back towards your party and to the Yanti.
Yes. I will see I would know which Yanti is leader, would I?
Yeah, Abomination is top dog.
Okay, I will walk up to the Yanti, the Abomination. Why are you here?
We are here for relics.
Same reason.
That
Which
is
is-
why we were brought here as well. I wonder if this is not so much an actual relic, but a trap.
Yes.
This does not seem like
How were you guys?
they are
informed?
positioned prior
Yeah,
to anyone. Were you here first, or were they here first when you arrived?
We were here first. They found the area. We attacked. It did not go well.
Is the seal magic?
The seal is magic. We have tried to burrow around it to no avail at this time.
And you have been told it is a blood moon that opens this seal.
Yes, this is why we have come and why we are here now.
Have you been informed what this relic is?
Our priests suspect this is the fabled crown of the heavens. The crown of the heavens is desirable to any kingdom who knows of it.
Can I roll a history check?
You may roll a history check.
Ooh.
May
History.
I also roll a check?
19.
You may all roll a history check. That is
I got a 19.
19. Very good.
I'm mainly rolling to see if it's something that I might recognize.
I got a 21.
You had 22.
13.
Very good.
15.
15.
If you got, say, an 18, you've heard of the crown of the heavens. You just know that it's talked about as an artifact, which is a tier above a magical item. And Thram, you have heard that this is, and Gilby, you've both heard that this is an item that many nations have gone to war over claims after many years ago until the last king who used to conquered many lands hid it somewhere in the world, nobody knows where. And it is a popular, not a popular, but it is a revered story told. Yes.
Alright.
I'm gonna ask the Yanti and say, how were you informed of this?
We had a private letter delivered to us.
Same as us. And I'm sure if we were able to talk to the purifiers, it would probably be the same for them as well. Somebody is probably trying to pit us all against each other. so that they
So
can...
is this sealed to open or not? Is this a lie? Is this truth?
I'm sure it's the truth. To be completely honest, that part is probably true. I think they want somebody else to do the dirty work for them so they can swoop in at the last minute and kill whoever's left over and take it for themselves.
You say that and you actually almost get a reaction out of the young T. He kind of rears his head back and is in deep thought and not looking at anybody, wrapped up in his own thoughts.
I'll notice that and I'll say, that's the biggest reaction I've seen out of any Yanti.
What's up this year?
What do you
Do not
what are you
speak to
thinking?
me.
I wasn't speaking to you.
We're speaking.
Processing. He's just
I am
dead faced.
computing.
Dead face staring off into nothingness. He has no eyelids to close his eyes. He's just
Looking.
keeping his attention away from distraction at this time.
All right. Well,
I don't. They do
we
not.
need. I wonder. Have you killed?
The other
Oh.
the other abomination that's survived says to you, you believe that you court favor with these purifiers. Perhaps you should infiltrate.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, but I don't know if maybe one other person, just in case.
Have you captured any
Could
purifiers
ship come
that
with
you've fought, or have you killed all of them and taken no prisoners?
Thus far, we have taken no prisoners. We thought we would win. We didn't realize we would lose.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because then we could pretend to be an escaped prisoner, and maybe they wouldn't think too much of it. But
Perhaps that plan could still work. You should try it. A little red flag goes off in your mind as you know that they tend to love to use other races for their needs.
yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna. I don't know.
Doesn't mean it wouldn't work, okay, but it's a red flag.
What we could do is we could. One of us could go into the cavern that you said that you dug into with Zeta, and we could have you and Zeta waiting basically right there. So if something does happen, you could blast them. It'd probably be ideal for one of us to go because we can at least get into the ethereal plane and get rid of a lot of people trying to follow us, with the exception of the few nightmares that they do have.
I fear that there is 12 of these mares, and some may be in that plane itself. I look back to the abomination and I say, how close were you able to dig to the entrance?
We initially tried to overcome the seal altogether. So we got right up close to it as we were, as I mentioned here first.
Did they see this? Or is
Unlikely.
your tunnel undiscovered?
Unlikely, but we do not occupy where that tunnel was first dug at this time.
Provide us with direction and we can tunnel there and wait until the blood moon. And it'll allow us to infiltrate the tunnel after.
The tunnel is presently in their camp.
The tunnel entrance is in their camp?
Yes, it is on the back side of where this cave
Do you have any other
entrance is.
tunnels that are close to that we could burrow from tunnel to tunnel?
We could try. We would risk
Collapsing?
being seen.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
It is a
mention.
long ways to tunnel otherwise, but perhaps with your beastie we'll go a little smoother.
I'm gonna say what I think would be best. Why does it have to be a blood moon? I have a feeling that there's something else. There may be some werewolves or something involved that may be coming out. It may be a trap, as we were explaining, but werewolves and things go rampant on a blood moon. It may be a trap for several people to get attacked. Why does it have to open in a blood moon? There may be several werewolves inside that cave. And once it
It
opens,
could also just be powerful magic that only opens on something like that.
True, but we must also think of all situations, because blood moons do cause those types of creatures to go rampant, so...
I think until we can get to the tunnel, or to the cave, it's less important what's inside of it.
I think our best option here may be trying to infiltrate. At least try to find out something.
What if we drew them away from this place with perhaps
bait.
perhaps a larger standing dinosaur that would be seen from further distance and draw some of the purifiers away. How good are you at deceiving individuals?
I'm pretty good at deceiving. I'm better at persuading individuals, but...
Both would work. Many things to think. Ooh.
Role playing my auntie.
Was that one abomination still almost bleeding
in
from the
the
brain?
sauce.
Or is he still good? Is he able to...
The Yanti is scorched.
No, I'm saying is he still
Keep in thought.
computing or is he
Oh,
good?
He is done computing.
So then I'll ask him again, what had you so surprised at what I had just said? Do you have a plan? Potentially?
We should be the ones to swoop in. Perhaps. Let them do the work. If it is a werewolf dungeon, or a undead dungeon, or anything else, we don't have the numbers to slay them.
We just wait to see what happens and then...
Unless they have a wizard and they teleport.
Which at that time will still provide us with opportunity to infiltrate without.
Unless they've already made the teleportation
The use of our
circle
bodies.
beforehand, but I wouldn't know that
Are
because
you
they didn't
infiltrating or not, Dragonborn?
What do you guys think? I'm not going in with... I probably want
Oh,
one of
this
you to
is
come
so
with me
hard.
because I
I'm
don't...
stressing out, that's why. This is great.
I'll say, if one of you want to come with me, we can...
As a dragonborn, I do not think that they would kill you, as you are seen as a deity essentially within their ranks. They might imprison you, but not kill.
Should I
Maybe
go
it's an
alone,
opportunity
or-
to go with them into the cave.
Okay, I'll say, okay, I can infiltrate and see what's going on.
You do have a companion who can completely go invisible.
One of the big Cobriantes slithers over to you, and then he sneaks up right behind you, and his forked tongue tickles in your ear. He says, "You can do this."
And I'll say, please don't do that again.
He just licked my brain.
A little confused, he just backs away.
No, and I guess, will anyone come with me, or will I be doing this on my own?
How long
Read
can you
it,
stay
yours.
invisible for?
I believe it's
An hour.
Hello.
Any of your invisibility features are an hour.
Okay.
How many invisibility things do you have?
She has some potions, she has a ring of escape,
Potions.
and she has an orb for her and her mount.
So potentially 5 to 6 hours of invisibility.
Yeah. Some of those are just for one person.
One person.
Most of
Do
those
we
are.
want initially to have you invisible, or should we both ride in?
I think she'd be of more use to you if she was able to be invisible and free should you be locked up.
Yeah.
She would be able to provide us
Okay.
with information and get away
And if she
you
wouldn't
have
have her
been
mount
caught.
invisible, she could stay invisible for a lot longer.
Okay.
But at the same time, without your mount, you're not as mobile.
So,
So there's the trade-off for everything.
I'll get ready, and then I'll start heading over. I'll say, come on, Narita. Let's do this.
She's like,
What house is the
big?
the abomination from?
The abomination.
What you think?
I am from House
Story?
Figa.
Because they have some practicals.
What?
The nightmares.
What?
I don't know if it's a good idea you to go. Maybe us three in Ireland.
They'll probably kill us on sight. That's the thing.
But
If
they
they don't
also have
recognize
some nightmares in heptogryph.
Raptor
Yeah, that's why I think that could be a good idea, but I don't know.
This is hard.
This is a great time for us to end our episode and give our party a whole week to really decide what they're doing.
There's been a lot of
The last 10 minutes were
70, you say?
maybe we just end it here and
Instead of
let you guys process.
for another hour.
Yeah. So
Well, we have an hour drive home to figure this out. No, it's not an hour, but still.
That's pretty close.
This is Anyways, bye everybody.
Comment and subscribe.
Yes, comment, like, subscribe.
what
Tell
should
us
the
what we
party
should
do?
What should we do?
Yeah, what should we do?
Although by the time you see this, we might all do.
Fallout would have been great.